My name is Samuel Kwok, and I would like to introduce you to the keys to Yip Man Wing Chun. This is the first form in Wing Chun. It's called Siu Lim Tao. Okay, what you've seen before is the first form, the basic form is called Siu Lim Tao. Okay, what I'm going to show you now is what is the important point about the stances. When we open our stance should be slightly just outside the shoulder. And the back should be just straightened. So you're not really leaning backwards. And then it should be a line you can draw from the back. If I stand just sideways, you can see is on back of the head to the midline between a line drawn from both ankles, right in the middle. So you should be able to, this should be in line with that. So we're not standing like this or this way. Okay. Right. This part is actually lower 枕手. This part is more done by this way. And the next move is a double 攤手. In the knife form, we have a movement holding the knife in this way, yeah. So that the Siu Lim Tao, the energy, the techniques come up like this when we do a 攤手. In the actual form, when we're training for the power and energy, this part is going forward. Lots of people make mistake. Thing is to block this way. Actually, when we use a 攤手, it's actually done this way, because we use the turning as well when we are doing the 攤. So we're not just trying to block something like this. A lot of times, if you block forward, there'll be a clash of force. So that's the 攤手. Siu Lim Tao is divided into 3 parts. The first part is training for power and energy. Okay, power and energy. So this is a part where we do the training. The thumb actually now, the thumb is locking backwards. The rest of the body relax. Also, one more thing mentioned about the stances should be like imagining you're tensing the buttocks. And so you actually, when you're doing this movement, the finger is locked, and you can feel all the tension gathering at the back of the elbow. When we're coming back, we focus on the wrist, outside of the wrist, until the tension going down to the elbow and pulling the hand back. So it's lots of people do it this way. It's incorrect. So it should be like imagining you tied your hand onto a tree and you're pulling the tree down so you can see. Then we go into the 復手. 復手, elbow has to come in close to the body. Focusing on this part of your wrist. Imagining you are tensing the wrist until you feel the tension gathered around just behind your elbow and moving up slowly. And from here we use a 圈手, circling palm into a 護手 position. Now you focus on the wrist again, and this tension of the elbow will draw the hand back. And this is how we train. in this part in a Siu Lim Tao. So a lot of people say Wing Chun is Qigong, Wing Chun. When we practice it, we shouldn't be tensing up at all. But you're not going to develop any power and energy when you're doing that. Okay, let me just put some energy into it, but it's going to be take a longer time. So because I'm not trying to move the hand, whatever speed I want is actually controlled by how hard I'm concentrating on this form. People say Yip Man practice this part of the form really slow, like taking an hour. But if you're practicing really slow, it can take up to 25 minutes, 20 minutes, about 2 minutes ahead. Each movement. So all the tension is at the elbow, moving it out by itself. It's a lot more tiring than trying to tense your hand yourself. All the Chinese Kung Fu have a basic form, even in karate. The idea is to train somebody that maybe never trained martial art before, to make you become stronger. All this energy are responsible for your punches, your chi sao, applying chi sao in the later stage. Okay. So now we go to the second part of the Siu Lim Tao form. First part is training for power and energy. Now the second part is teach you how to apply to energy. In this part, all the movement we do is from relaxed to tense up and then relax again. Always relax after you use the energy before you go into the next movement. Okay, if I demonstrate the wrong way, okay, so I'm tensing all the way. Okay, this way. And now I'll do the correct way. This last moment. If I do it in slow motion, almost think about last few inches. If I do it faster, maybe all the way. So we got a speed. If you throw an object from a very high building, doesn't matter if the object is light. When you hit somebody down at the ground, it's going to hurt a lot. So your movement is very, very fast, but also you tense at the last moment and relax again. This is similar to Fa Jin of Tai Chi style or any Mantis or any traditional style. They are Fa Jin. And last moment. Okay. This prayer technique is not downwards, this energy. Some people do it this way. It's forward, this way. Same as when we do in Chongkyu, as a block. Because when you block, you actually already turn, you're moving sideways and pushing something away. This is a faksao. You've seen people do faksao like this a lot of times. But when faksao should be like this, and the little energy almost like from here. So it's the same as Chongkyu. When we do Chongkyu, this is actually the faksao. Okay? But when you do it properly, it's a one move. This way, your contact point is here. If you're used to doing this, you probably break your finger, because this is attached to the throat. This technique is all parks up, but apply to different position, so that you can use this parks out at any position you want. Okay. This part here is called the long bridge energy. Long bridge. So this is not tense, your arm's not tense. And then if you tense, you'll be slow. So you have to be very fast. So at the moment my hands, okay, maybe my hands is already up here, fully extended, yeah? What happens if he punched me low, and I bring my hand back to block him, but he's already hit me. So if he's fully extended, he hit me there, this hand will come just straight down, just drop to here. Okay? And if my hand is on the lowest point and he decided to come and punch me high, that's a lot quicker than trying to come to hit him that way. From here. And there. Okay. This part is called the 枕手. We have several 枕手 in forms. This 枕手 is sometimes because our hand in this position. In Wing Chun, according to other style, the 绑手 is not very useful, because people look at your hand like this, and here is all wide open. Yeah. So if somebody attack low and immediately pull back the punch and punch low again, this is actually a 枕手 is a block from here. Okay. This technique is actually a 圈手 and 側手. When we're doing 圈手is to move somebody's hand away. So open up the center line so we can attack to the center line. When we're doing this, the other person also have good reflexes. They will come out and try to hit you. As soon as we feel that his hand leave and attack, that's when we do this as a double 側手. The beginning of the form, there's a movement like this. A lot of people think it's a punch and we're blocking like this. This is actually called the lower jump out if you look at one hand. So the form should be done this way. The lower jump out is similar to the long bridge energy before. Is when our hands is already up here and somebody punch low. My hands here, we just come down from here and there. So a little bit of wrist energy. Okay, and the turns out is actually very similar to that when you apply. When the form, we only do it like this, yeah. So you'll be in a situation like a cheese out. Go on. Can be applied the turns out this way. If I do it this way, I'm going to get hit if he's stronger than me. So this is how we use a turns out. Lots of people make sticking and a turns out is in the form because we're training for the power energy is going this way. But all the techniques they try to teach you about center line, so you stay on the center line all the time, the position. No good. Otherwise, everybody will be doing like that. Yeah. So everything is concentrated on the center line. In an application, somebody come in and punch. We try to block the turns out this way. This energy is still coming in. But if you change or change the angle a little bit, this is how we use the turns out. So this is what you're looking at. Hardly use any energy. Same apply in this technique. Lots of people try punch this way, and we try to do blocking this way. Also, at the same time, this hand has no power. Okay. If I do it this way, the hand is total relaxed. Only the last movement, maybe I just tense my thumb a little bit. This hand still have power. But this time, there, it's collapsing. Same time, this way. This is a technique called park out, side park out. Lots of people like to do it like that. Actually, it only stops there. It doesn't go past your shoulder. And the hand, just bring it back to the center line and strike again. But in a real situation, they can just strike from here to here. So some people do the form like this. It's not wrong. Okay? I'm going to explain to you now how it works with the turns out, this parks out. When we do a parks out, we're not using this part to try to parking, to attack. When we do a parks out, we're not trying to block this way, because we will have most probably damage our fingers. When we parks out, we're actually applying this part to do the parks out. Again, from relaxation. So even from very close distance, can make his arm flew away. Everybody remember the Enter the Dragon. Bruce Lee demonstrated a lot of techniques on Wing Chun. The first one he did was this pass out and punch. Okay? What you don't see here is he put his hand down again after Bruce Lee. Okay? The amount of space required, if he packs out right there, will be like this. So the other person will open to the other person to hit us. But all we need is that 2 inches for us to attack. So we never overcommit it. But if you tense your hands and trying to do this also, a lot of times it's stronger, you won't be able to park him. You'll see the difference. This is the Tan up and the Gang out. In the beginning we have, in Siu Lim Tao, we have a very slow one. This one is a lot quicker. This is to receive a hand. Somebody punch you, intercept. Okay? This is the Gang out. At the beginning, you practice, the Sifu always tell you to place the hand in the middle because of the center line, and try to make sure everything is on the center line. Otherwise, you see people all over the place because they don't know where to forget all about the center line. This Gang out is not Gang out this way, because this is a lot slower. So this Gang out is actually as if somebody is pulling your elbow and down. This is what happened. Huh? If I do that again and you keep the same again, it's a waste of time. To straight down from here. See. After we learn Chom Kyu, we learn the turning. So we use these Gangs out together with the turning. Okay. Okay, when we do from this movement, when you do a Hünzao, everybody think this is just going to Wu Zao, a guard hand, and then just come back. This is actually an application. In beauty, we have a movement like this. This is because, demonstrate with Tony here, is if I do a Hünzao, okay. This is in beauty we apply it this way. And there. Okay. If we use the movement like this, yeah, in Siu Lim Tao, there's a possibility that it will come round and go on top and hit. Yeah. That's why these have to be very only from here to here. This is actually a just out, like we've done before. Yeah, so here. Okay. this is called a tanda. The same as from Siu Lim Tao, with the turning and this punch on here. So from here, we can go into any other technique from there. Okay. This is Park Sao. Park Sao can apply from here. This Park Sao do not apply Sao to the wrist because the elbow can come through. So Park Sao a lot of the times you actually going for the joint. Okay. But this is quite dangerous. You can actually break somebody's, dislocate somebody's elbow. You park out that way. Because you put your arm there. It's okay to park this way, but when we doing a park this way, you actually apply the turning. So it's quite dangerous, this. Okay? Before we also said that when we park out, we only park out to here. Because when we apply the footwork, so the park is only here. This way is using the park out is just a covering. Okay, we are going to talk about the bounce out, the correct way to use a bounce out. Bounce out is actually using the zhang dai lik, the elbow energy, the energy from the elbow. And it looks like it's throwing a ball, an object, over to that side. If we bounce out this way, which is forwarding, and this would happen if somebody just punch, and we're going to bounce this way, there's a clash of force. If he's stronger than me, he will knock me right back. Okay, so that is not a good idea. Okay, some people do the bounce out this way. Bounce out this way. Somebody bounce out this way. This is called a dam bounce. Dam is like lifting something. Imagine in the olden days, you've seen people carry like a bamboo stick, a thick one, taking along 2 buckets of water carrying. This is a little bit like this. That's what the word dam means. Okay, so if you punch that way, dam this way. Yeah, if you really hit me hard, it's not going to hold. So that bounce out is not very correct. The bounce out again, if we bounce out this way, then this would happen. Come straight through to you. Maybe you say, oh, I can turn. When you turn, your hands jam up together. So the correct way of using the bounce out is this way. So very easy to find out if your bounce out is correct or not. Just put your arm up and fold it. Now that's the correct position. Also, at the same time, I should be able to see this point. Let's use Tony's arm. You see it? Just about this bone here, there, this point. Please look again carefully. My bones are now is in a straight line here. If my bone is like this, then see what happens. My bones is like this. This is no good. If my bones are like this, you also can push and punch. Now control. So your bones are is that way. Yeah. Somebody can control you. Okay. So your face front. Ball. Okay. The shoulder is relaxed. Here should be in a straight line, and now this bone should be here. So you've seen a lot of people do bounce out like this. Like this. this will get all the tension onto the shoulder. If I say, right, let's do experiment, Tony. We put a lot of weight on here. Your bones are positioned is correct here. Or your bones are positioned. This bone line up your nose and see what happens. First of all, okay. We will put one finger on there and start pressing down. You can see his face is changing because there's a lot of weight going into the shoulder. Can you feel that?
Yes, sir.
And this time he's going to put it a little bit over. This one is in straight line. Before was like that. Now it's like this. And now I'm going to put my body weight on him. What I do is forearm is relaxed, of course. Is that okay?
Yes, sir.
There's a lot of weight there. Maybe you two want to try me. You're bigger than me. So if you try to be here and try to see, it's collapsing. This time, correct position. Okay, thank you. Now we're going to try with a punch. Tony, you're going to throw me a punch. Okay, and I'm going to use this way. Okay. Maybe you say, well, I don't believe you because I bet you can't do it from the front. Well, let's do it from the front. This is straight through. Okay, we do it. Punch. Forward. Now I'm going to do a correct one. No, you're supposed to punch me straight. Are you punching me straight?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, now Tony is going to try to punch and I'm going to use together with the turning. Okay. If my bones are incorrect, first I lose my balance. Second, I say I can still do it to lobster, but see how close I'm compressing to now. If I do that, the correct bones are redirect his punch from the center line over here. See how much space now I got to do the attack. Okay, it's like imagine it's like a spinning top. Okay, but the way I always explain to people is think about an electric drill spinning really, really fast, and I got a little iron rod or steel wire. I'm trying to push against this drill, and this wire or the rod will got flew away. Now this is exactly what happened. This is with the turning. This is without the turning. There. This is with the turning. There. There's a reason why everything works, you know. So why does the Tanzao work? The Tanzao works because it's like the theory of a car wheel. If a car wheel is square, it's a lot of weight on it. It doesn't matter how you push, it's not going to move. But the car wheel is actually round, and it moves along the weight. So this is the imagine the weight. So on here, so you're actually moving it over there. So you put a bit of weight on it. With the turning, you press hard. Right. My hand is totally relaxed. I'm just doing this movement. Yeah? Okay. Okay, let's talk about the straight punches in Wing Chun. The punches start from here, but sometimes you can even try to start from here. So the idea is your hand must be relaxed when you punch. This way, punches, a lot of people damage their elbows, got tennis elbow, because they are not relaxing their elbows at the end. They're locking the elbow, the joint. So a lot of people do Wing Chun, they all have, or do, and have other martial art, they have a damage to the joint. Let's try this way of punches. So let's punch, and at the end, I punch. I relax. This way, it's more powerful than we are doing this, or locking the punches. When I punch, if I start locking the punches at the end, that's all the power is. If I might relax my hand, and at the end, we say squeeze as hard as you can, and then straight away relax again. This is what happened. Okay, so it's a lot more powerful than but while I can punch from that distance, and there's a lot of, can do a lot more damages. So if I punch this way and somebody punch whatever, there's the second punch will pick him up. When I'm blocking this way, okay. Wing Chun punches is the chain punches is very good techniques, especially when we use our stances. So if I just punch like that, this is no good because I'm out of range. I want to get a position that I can punch him so that I still got 6 inches to go. Okay, by doing that, I will not succeed if I'm standing on these stances. So we have to use our footwork from here. Yeah? If you have a good punch, one is enough. Okay? There's one student one day went to ask Grandmaster Yi Man. He said, I have a fight with somebody. I hit the guy 3 times, the guy's still standing up. What should I do? Grandmaster Yi Man said, if you punch somebody 3 times, 5 times, still standing there, runs like hell. So you have to train hard, and also you have to learn how to punch properly. Yeah? So if I just punch him like this, or if I try to come in together and punch like this, this relax and last moment tense. Yeah. You probably can't see it now, but if he's got a headgear on, and this punch, it can still do a lot of damage. Okay, because I am not just punching him this way, I'm using my biu ma to get it there. Okay, in In Siu Lim Tao, there's a technique called a just sao. Just sao is important not to jut this way. So actually, if you do it this way, you're going to get hit. So just sao is this way. The hand goes down. The hand goes down. Elbow go back a couple of inches. So the hand actually going down. This way, I'm not pulling him onto me. This way, I'm just going to open up his chin there. From there, I can attack with a finger there. Okay? So let's use it in a fight situation with just out. Okay. I like to try to make it a little bit different, you know, even from what we do here. Is to try to use similar to a consumption. Okay, it's very similar to a just out. But we want more control, so it's a little bit like this. And this way, we can draw the person in. Let's talk about the important points about Wing Chun, different from other martial arts. Wing Chun is based on a center line theory. Center line theory is between 2 points, the straight line is quickest. So not very often we see Wing Chun doing punches like this. Wing Chun also attack and defense at the same time. So different from our other martial art, punch, block, and then attack. So it'll be attack and defense simultaneously. So that is be economical, very economical. I can punch. I can also use techniques like this and attack at the same time. This is called the just sao punch. Okay, in Chinese Kung Fu, when I was a kid, I always heard about this saying. It's 4 ounces of energy, wipe away. Wipe means might be put 1,000 pounds. Just 4 ounces of energy, just a little move, you know, very heavy, can be moved away. So how does that work in Chinese martial arts? In Wing Chun, when somebody punch, this is one way. The other way is, so if you see here, just use 2 fingers. Just redirect the energy from here. So actually, my hand is totally relaxed. Just redirect that energy there. If I use my Yuma, this is what happened. Is we throw him across there. Yeah, we can use our elbow and. When we practice Siu Lim Tao, it's very important what we're looking at. Some people practice this way. This way. This is too high. Somebody, you know, if you use a technique, somebody hits you like that, you're already hitting yourself. So make sure this hand the elbow energy and the wrist is parallel. All right. A lot of the times application and training is different. This is training for power and energy. Same, when we train, here and here are level. And at the beginning, we did say how long should one person train the Siu Lim Tao? There was at one seminar, somebody asked my Sifu, Grandmaster Yip Chun and Yip Jing, after the seminar, and we often sit down, have a dinner. And he went over and asked Grandmaster Yip Chun, "Oh, Grandmaster, what is your idea? How long should one practice the Siu Lim Tao?" So the Grandmaster asked the question back to this girl, "How long do you practice your Siu Lim Tao?" 2 hours a day. "So how do you practice?" The Grandmaster asked. "No," so this girl said, "Yeah, this is how I practice." With no energy. So I think you can practice 4 hours, you're still okay, but if you practice correctly, according to my Sifu, this is how Yip men practice. So when training yourself, this should be very slow. Focusing the mind on the thumb there. If I turn on the side, you can see what's happening. You feel very tight, these muscles here right behind. It's like somebody pushing your elbow forward. So you don't have to start off like this. You always start off like the finger, middle finger is pointing straight ahead. And when you come to here, your elbow comes in. It's almost like a right angle in your hand. Okay, so this is like try to do it like 1 minute at the beginning. And then this one, same. Focus your mind on the wrist. Imagine you tensing the wrist and don't move your hand until you feel all the tensions going down your elbow. Concentrate on the middle of the wrist, as if somebody is there, stopping you forwarding. You're not using the body, just using here. This is how we stop. There. Okay. Just trying to demonstrate now that movement we were doing before. Okay. If you block and somebody is tense and there. So this is used with together with the stance or just